All right. Hey, guys. Blessings, blessings. This is April Sullivan. Hey, I wanted to give a quick testimony, and I'm going to do my best not to make this long. But I am extremely excited about what God is doing in my spiritual walk under the ministry of SMI, Sean Morris, Prophet Sean Morris International Ministries. I'm so excited about what God is doing. But I just want to give you a quick testimony. Just to encourage you, to let you know that we do serve a living God, a God who answers us. He's not a silent God. But the other day, I asked God, right before I went to bed, I asked God to show me my prophets and also show me what I could do to be better or serve better in this ministry, because prophet always teaches us to serve, sow, and submit. And he teaches us the principles of God that actually causes change in your life if you do these things on a consistent basis. And he gives us a lot of biblical background references to back those claims. But long story short, I asked God to show me my prophets. And I wasn't expecting God to answer me so quickly, but he did. And I had a dream. I was taking prophet... I was escorting him to a conference, and Prophetess Torah had stayed back with the baby to take care of the baby, little baby Samuel. And I was escorting him to a conference, my husband and I, and we were getting ready to leave. And I noticed when we got ready to leave, I was, trying to insinuate to Prophet, come on, let's get in the car. Let's get in the car. It's time for us to go. And he was in a wheelchair. Like in a chair, a motorized chair. And I was like, why is Prophet in a chair? Prophet doesn't, he's not in a wheelchair. I'm like, why is he in a chair? It was just very odd. And I was like, and I had spoken to him and told him that, hey, I need to get some gas before we go. So I need to stop at a gas station. And he took off Prophet. It was just uncanny to see him, first of all, in a chair. And second, the chair was motorized. And it was driving faster than my vehicle. So he took off in front of me, and I followed him to the gas station while he was riding in this wheelchair. I'm like, what in the world? So we get to the gas station, and I get out of the car to walk in the store to pay for gas. And Prophet stands up out of his chair. And he's like this ginormous giant. I'm like, it was just uncanny. Like, I had to tilt my body all the way over, just to look up at his face and say, Prophet. I kept saying, Prophet, how tall, look how tall, how large, how big you are. Look how big you are, how tall you are. And it was like everybody around me was like, yeah, man, that guy is really tall. That guy is really big. I've never seen anybody that kind of tall. And I went to pay for my gas, and Prophet was like, no, I'll pay for it. And I was like, no, Prophet, I have it. I got it. And I went to pay for my gas, and I went to reach in my purse to get gas money, and I don't leave, loose dollars just floating around my purse. So I went to reach for my wallet, and I put my hand in my purse, and I experienced a money miracle in my purse. I was like, wait, I got $20, $40 right here in my purse to pay for gas. And I had the notion in my dream, Prophet put it there, he called it down. Again, exercising these principles, he spoke to heaven, called it down, and caused the money miracle to occur in my purse. And I was like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. And in the dream, I'm very aware, the things that are going on. I'm like, I know what that is and what that was, because I don't leave money just loosely laying around my purse. And I'm like, okay, I just experienced a money miracle in my dream. But I'm still I can't believe how tall Prophet is. And everybody around me is like, yeah, oh my God. We just can't stop looking at how big. But I noticed when I looked at him, this wasn't his physical body. It was his spirit man was standing there. And he turned to me and said, no, don't worry about that. That's just something to keep for yourself. That's going to be reoccurring in your life constantly. Money miracles, you're going to experience that a lot. Because you're exercising the principles and you're tapping. And I'm like, okay. So I woke up from that dream and I was like, Lord, what were you trying to show me? And it was like, a lot of times we look at our covering, our prophet. We look at our prophet and we see him as just because of some of the things that he's gone through physically these last couple of years. So he went through COVID and he made a humongous turnaround without any help from any kind of medical help. He believed in God. He stood and held to his belief in God that God was going to heal his body completely. And that's happened. And right after that, he had a stroke. And he did not run to the doctors. He utilized the help of God. He trusted in God, and God healed his body in a way. When you have a stroke, those things don't just come back overnight. It takes years of physical therapy and all the other type of treatments to get you back to where you're mobile, because he had a complete the left side of his body from head to toe was paralyzed completely. And you can listen to his testimony on YouTube concerning that. But he made a tremendous turnaround within a year's time. And that is uncommon. That was nothing but God. That was God all day. We're not even questioning that. That was God. But I was looking, I was like, okay, well, why did I see him in a wheelchair? And I'm like, Lord, okay, this is how people see him. You look at him out as the outer physical appearance, and you believe that what you're seeing is who he is. And he said, no, look, I'm trying to show you what his spirit man looks like. He's a giant in the spirit. There are things that we need to tap into that is attached to him, so that we can increase and elevate in the things of God, in the spiritual realm. There's levels in him that you have not seen. There are things that are within him that have not been revealed to you. And I'm like, Lord, thank you for allowing me to see my covering. I'm like, thank you, Lord, for letting me see just who they are. And I'm like, Lord, it just causes me want to submit more, to want to serve more, to want to honor them more. Like, Lord, okay, I know this is the real deal. I already knew it is, but I mean, Lord, you just showed me even the more, really like took the covering off my eyes, to the scales off my eyes to see. Look at this. Look who you're attached to. Look at what you're going to tap into. You just keep serving. You keep sowing. You keep submitting. They give you instructions. You just do it without any doubt. Just do it. I was listening to, I think I was listening to Chosen or something along those lines. And the guy made a comment. He said, comprehension is not a prerequisite for cooperation. You don't have to understand things. You don't have to understand everything concerning God in order to cooperate. It's through your cooperation that you'll gain more understanding. So just cooperate. If this is the covering that you're under, they give you instructions, just do it. You'll understand it as you go through it. Understand who they are in the spirit. Submit totally. Commit yourself to this ministry totally. There's some crazy things that God is going to do through this ministry that is going to shake the world. It's going to shake the world, and I'm excited to be a part of it. But I was just excited that God spoke to me. I asked God, and that was the other thing. And not just that he showed me who my prophets were, is that I asked God a question right before I went to bed, and he spoke swiftly. And I've noticed, again, the more I've been going to like the school of the prophets and attending all these other events, the Supernatural Sisters events, the conferences, I've been more involved in all these areas in this ministry. I've just noticed that all of a sudden I'm starting to hear more. I'm like, wait a minute, God, I asked you a question and you spoke. I asked God another question. I got to work the next day and I was walking around outside and I asked God a question concerning something in my personal life. And I said, Lord, are you really telling me to do this? Because, I'm going to look crazy to the people. I have no legitimate biblical reasoning for doing this, but all I was walking down the sidewalk underneath, there's a Perry's Steakhouse right behind me. And I was walking down the sidewalk by Perry's Steakhouse and, they play music on the outside of while you're walking under the walkway. And I said, Lord, I don't have any sound reason for doing what I'm about to do, because I want to obey you. I know you talking to me. I need you to clarify something for me. You've told me, how we do. I need you to tell me again and again so I can do this thing, because I'm gonna look crazy to the people. I have no sound reason. All I have, Lord, is that you told me so. Those were the words that I spoke in my mind. I was walking. I was just thinking. I said, all I have is that you told me so. All of a sudden, a song by Corinne Bailey Rae that I used to listen to when I was younger, and I listened to it often, so I recognized it as soon as it started playing. As soon as I said in my mind, Lord, all I have is that you told me so. The song said, I told you so. I told you so. I said, oh my God. God said he speaks to man once or twice a day, but man perceiveth not. As soon as I had the thought, Lord, all I have is that you told me so. Because he told me to do this in a dream prior, constantly. He keeps telling me like there's an urgency. Go ahead and get that done. Do that. Do it now. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I need to do it. And I'm going to make sure it gets done this month. And I heard that. I heard that immediately. Even like yesterday, I was at home reading. I'm just telling you guys, this is what's happening. Like when you start to tap into the things of God. And again, I'm a part of this ministry, this prophetic ministry. And just through the serving, through the sowing, because, you know, I want to sow more, but I'm not sowing at some crazy magnitude that's just going to, you know, rent the heavens open. It's not, I have to be honest. I'm not sowing at that magnitude. I want to, my heart desires to, but that's not what's happening. I'm serving like crazy, and I'm doing it from a place in my heart that I love to do it. There's nothing more that I love to do than I love to serve. And you know, I'm not tired of serving. I love to serve. I love to submit. I want to sow more, but it's just through the servanthood, I'm starting to hear more. I'm starting to see more. I speak to God and he gives me a quick, swift answer. And I'm like, Lord, this is how you want to interact with us. But it's coming through the tapping from this ministry, from my man of God, this giant that I saw in the spirit that God showed me. And I'm like, Lord, I'm going to continue. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. It's an awesome feeling to know that when I speak to God, he answers me back. And I know that I'm talking to God, and through the teachings and through the schools of the prophets and stuff like that, I'm being taught to understand and to be able to discern between my thoughts, the thoughts that come from the Holy Spirit, and the evil one. So I know that I'm hearing God, not my own thoughts. I know the difference. But we're being taught this in the schools of prophets. And even as of yesterday, I was sitting at home, I was reading, and in the back of my mind, in the back, it was real quiet, but I heard it. And it said, Bebo. Bebo. That's what I call my sister, little nickname. And it said, Bebo. And I recognized it, but I didn't, you know, start thinking about like, I was like, why am I thinking about her? I'm reading, doing other things. And it said, Bebo. And as soon as I thought it the third time, I heard it the third time, my phone rang. Like the Holy Spirit was telling me that she was calling. I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Like I recognize what's happening. The more I continue to serve, the more I continue to sow and submit under this leadership, and I exercise the principles of God, and I'm turning away from sin, and I don't want to, you know, I'm just getting my life in order to be clean. I want to be clean, Lord. I want to be no spots, no wrinkles. I desire God. I desire righteousness. I desire holiness. But this is coming through tapping from this prophetic ministry. And it is ridiculously, this is fun. This is good. I'm enjoying myself. But I wanted to encourage you guys to continue to, hey, if you don't have a church home and you're looking for somewhere to be, hey, come over here. We're getting results over here, and I'm a witness to it. But that's what I wanted to let you guys know. I just wanted to give a quick testimony concerning those things this morning, because my heart is full with joy, and I'm ready to go out and do what God has called us to do. So love you guys. Enjoy your day.